Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is dustinkreis, and today we are going to do a pickups video, and this is going to be for the month of November. And there's still some November releases that I'm waiting on, but I guess first I should say I want to kind of apologize because I've kind of unofficially taken the month of November off. Just haven't felt the desire, that burning desire to make videos, and really I've just been kind of waiting for that feeling to come back. And sitting here today looking at this pile of stuff, I'm like, man, I feel like making a video, so hey, why not do it? But yeah, I just kind of fell out of love with it for a little while. I think I was just doing too many videos and I kind of burned myself out on it, and then plus work's been batshit fucking insane, and I'm getting really burned out there as well. So when I came home, I really just wanted to veg out and not make videos and not really even play games. I kind of got burned out on games as well. However, some new releases are making me excited about gaming again. But so that, sorry to kind of leave you guys in the lurch there for a little bit, especially the Another Gaming Podcast folk on the chat. I've been really kind of staying away from the chat too because I just kind of want to take a break. Just kind of want to step back from it all for a little bit and let that love of the YouTube community kind of come back in, because so many things were going on. I was just getting kind of fed up, and not, I don't want to say fed up. Fed up's the wrong word, but just kind of burned out on the whole thing, and now I feel like I'm starting to get my batteries recharged, so that's a good thing. But anyway, let's not waste any time, because since I've taken all this time kind of off, the entire month, shit has built up, and I want to get this stuff on the shelf. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the, we'll start with the games, we'll go to the movies, we'll do books and music. So this is going to be the full gamut again. But start off with the games here, and a nice little stack of games. Found this at my local dirt store, and it's a game I've wanted back for a while. It's a pretty beat up copy, but you know, the price was kind of right, and the disc works perfectly. And that's Star Fox Assault. And I actually put this in my GameCube and played a little bit of it, and I still have my save on the memory card from back in the day, so I'm really excited about that. But really looking forward to getting back into this. Nintendo, make another Star Fox on the Wii U. Come on. Picked this up, and you know, I can't really remember who told me to pick it up, but Steven picked up the Wii game that stars this character, so I picked up the DS game. That's Mystery Dungeon Shiren the Wanderer, and I believe this is a roguelike action RPG from the creators of Pokemon, so that's going to be interesting. But anyway, someone's talked about this, and when I saw it at the local store, I had to pick it up because yeah, it just seemed like one of those games that I need to have in my DS collection for some reason. I can't remember why exactly I picked it up. Picked this up kind of on a whim because it was really cheap, and I was kind of craving some mech action, and I like it, but it also has some issues, and maybe the later games in the series are a bit better. But I picked up Armored Core 4, and I really like the customization of the mechs. I was really craving some mech battles. I don't know, I think I just got done watching Pacific Rim, and it really made me crave for some, you know, giant mecha action. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it a bit more than Front Mission Evolved. So if you felt the controls were a little too loose in that, maybe check this one out and see if it's more to your liking. But there are some flaws with this and some frustrations. But on the whole, I don't feel like my $3 were poorly spent. Finally picked this up, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it sooner than later. After all these new releases, I get done playing them for my year-end review. I plan on throwing this in, and that's Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3. And unfortunately, we're not going to get Valkyria Chronicles 3. Maybe sometime, you know, maybe Sega will give it to Atlas to, you know, bring over here on the Vita. That'd be awesome. But I guess we'll see how that goes. But yeah, really looking forward to this. Everyone says it's an amazing game, and I'm looking forward to getting to this. And then I have a copy of Valkyria Chronicles 2 for my PSP up there. And then I will be disappointed like everyone else that I don't get to play the third game in the series. For the next system, I actually traded a couple games in. If you remember correctly, when I did my game discussion on Resident Evil Revelations, I really disliked that game. And apparently a lot of you guys out there disliked that I disliked the game, because that's got the most thumbs down of my videos ever, which is kind of a badge of honor, I guess. Achievement unlocked. But I traded that in, and I also traded in Batman Arkham Origins, because I got to the Deathstroke fight, and I bet you I spent about 4 or 5 hours trying to get just past that one boss fight. And finally I said, enough's enough. I'm going to take this back, get some money back, put it towards something good that I can, play. And if I ever feel the need to get this game again, I'll buy it when it's dirt cheap. I'll keep my save on the Wii U just in case. But traded both of those in and picked up this Monster Hunter Ultimate, or Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And I have the original Monster Hunter Tri. But, it's just one of those games that got lost in the shuffle, and now that it's got the new HD graphics and sort of a little bit better gameplay and stuff, really looking forward to getting back into this and trying to rediscover the gameplay, because you would think it's just a simple hack and slash game, but there's a lot of timing and a lot of precision in this game, and it requires a lot of practice. So I put it in, played it a little bit just to get my feel for it again. And I'm definitely going to get to it eventually, back to it eventually, but some other games have taken my attention away. Picked this up also because I'm just, I'm looking for Wii U games, and sort of after the debacle of Resident Evil Revelations and Batman Arkham Origins, I pretty much decided that I'm only going to pick up the Wii U games that I have to have. And unfortunately I did that after this. This is not one I have to have, but it's one I kind of wanted to play, and that's Lego City Undercover. And I haven't thrown this in yet, but Grand Theft Auto is not really appealing to me anymore. But this kind of is. I kind of like the goofy, goofiness of the Lego games, and I think this will actually be a lot of fun. It seems like as I get older, the sort of mature themed games don't really appeal to me anymore, and like the kiddie stuff kind of appeals to me. Kind of like this. Yes, even though I harp on Nintendo all the time for putting Mario in every game, I had to pick up Super Mario 3D World. I haven't played 3D Land on the 3DS yet, so I figured I'd just go to this. And I played a couple of the stages and I've got 5 of the green stars so far. I like this quite a bit, a lot more than the new Super Mario Brothers games, but there's still some issues with it. It's just basically me. I have a hard time lining up my jumps due to the perspective. I have like a little bit of a depth perception problem with the game. So it looks like I'm going to stomp on a Goomba and I jump behind it, so that's just going to take some getting used to the perspective. But other than that, I really like the game. It just feels a bit slow. Mario feels a bit slow getting around and stuff like that, but really looking forward to delving more into this, because it's been a long time since I've played a real Mario game. Probably Galaxy 1, because I never bought Galaxy 2 because it never dropped in price. But really looking forward to delving more into this. And then probably, gaming-wise, the biggest surprise has been this. A Link Between Two Worlds. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. Really takes me back to my Super Nintendo days. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because eventually we'll do game discussions and all that stuff, and I got a lot of shit to get through. Picked up a Wii U Pro controller, and this is an awesome controller, except for the button placement. I don't like the button placement down there, because it's really hard to get to that Y button sometimes. I wish they would have staggered it like the 360 controller, but then they might have got a lawsuit, because this is pretty much a 360 controller. But really dig this controller. Much more so than the gamepad. I always feel like I'm going to break that gamepad. And then the final thing I picked up, I did pick up a light gun. This is the Justifier by Konami. Start button right there. Picked this up for dirt cheap. I don't know if it works yet, but I picked it up because talking to Greg on the most recent episode of Another Gaming Podcast, he said I pretty much need the light gun for Snatcher, and I have a burnt copy of Snatcher to play on my Sega CD. So I saw this there for $3 and picked it up. So if it doesn't work, I bought a cup of coffee more expensive than this. So that takes care of all the gaming stuff. Now we're moving into the movies, which I picked up quite a few movies and other sundry things. So we'll try to get through these pretty quickly. Yeah, for the first thing here, I picked up the Happy Console Gamer movie on DVD. It's a very limited run, but I really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed Rob Mann's performance when he did the Solid Snake thing. Yeah, I picked it up because I wanted to see the bonus features, and they just feel like episodes of the Happy Console Gamer show where he's talking about the movie. But a lot of work went into this, and I enjoyed it, and I felt like I should support it, so I did buy a copy of the DVD. And then, sort of in the more normal movies, I finally picked up Judge Dredd on Blu-ray. This was a movie from my childhood that I loved. And yes, it's cheesy and terrible, but I still enjoy it for sort of a nostalgic reason. And I love, the new Dredd movie, and I've been reading the Dredd comics, so figured I had to have this, and still a lot of fun if you're into that kind of stuff. A big surprise movie here. I downloaded or watched this on Netflix, and just fell in love with this movie. I bought the soundtrack to it, bought the actual physical copy of the movie, and that is Monsters. Brilliant, brilliant film, and really looking forward to Gareth Edwards. He's the director of the movie. He's going to be doing the new Godzilla movie, and now I'm really looking forward to that. So if you guys have not seen Monsters, it's on Netflix here in the States. I don't know about everywhere else, but brilliant film. Because I picked up The Holy Mountain, I also picked up El Topo, and this is by Alejandro Jodorowsky. I can never say his last name. But I don't like this as much as The Holy Mountain. It definitely gets pretty crazy, but this is sort of the movie that put him on the map, I guess, because the Beatles were all into it, and then, of course, that's how he kind of secured funding for The Holy Mountain. But, out of the two, I think I prefer Holy Mountain more. This just gets a bit too crazy towards the end, and just kind of lost me a little bit. But maybe I'll just watch it again. I was really kind of hoping for more of a Western, like just a wild Western. And that's kind of what the first half of the movie is. But then you get into the second half, and it kind of changes the tone of the film. And I don't really like the second half as much. But picked that up. Got this at Best Buy for next to nothing. I think it was like $4. And I love the movie In Bruges. And so I had to get Seven Psychopaths. And I've already seen this. But I love Martin McDowell's, McDonald's. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I love his film work, and I really hope he does more stuff, but it seems like he kind of takes his time between films. But if you love In Bruges, definitely check out Seven Psychopaths, especially for Christopher Walken. He really kind of makes the movie. But pick that up. Been kind of going through a big LCD sound system kick. I watched this on Netflix, and then I started pulling out my LCD sound system music and listened to them over and over again. So I picked up Shut Up and Play the Hits, which is the documentary of the last concert by LCD Sound System. And the cool thing about this is it also has 2 extra Blu-rays that has the entirety of the last concert on film. So that's 3.5 hours of the concert right there, and it's a blast to listen to. Put it in the Blu-ray and just kind of listen to it as you're doing things around the house. But this is excellent, excellent stuff. If you like LCD, if you like LCD sound system, you have to pick this up. Okay, picked this up yesterday and absolutely love this as well. It's a perfect ending to the trilogy. That is The World's End. I love these guys. The only problem I have with this film is I wish Jessica Stevenson, who was one of the co-creators on Spaced, I wish she was in this to kind of bring it all to a close. Because everyone talks about Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Edgar Wright. And I really feel like Jessica Stevenson kind of gets the shaft. Because I think she had some kids and she kind of walked away from, being on the TV and on movies and stuff. But, she was in Doctor Who. But anyway, I kind of feel like she kind of gets forgotten when we talk about, all these guys together. And she was very instrumental in making Space. So I kind of feel like she should have been in this. But definitely, if you love these guys, you have to check this movie out. I'm already tired. I don't know about you guys. Maybe I should do this in 2 parts, although I don't think anyone would watch the second part. I picked this up for $5. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, probably the cheapest Criterion Collection DVD Blu-ray you'll ever get. Really enjoyed the movie. Lost the DVD in the divorce, so I picked up the Blu-ray for next to nothing. Then I took advantage of a big Criterion sale. Basically, Barnes & Noble had all their Criterion Blu-rays for 50% off. So these were 20 bucks a pop instead of the normal 40. So when that kind of sale happens, you kind of take advantage of it. So I replaced my copy of the Darjeeling Limited with the Blu-ray because I have the standard, the original release version, not the Criterion version. So I picked that up. Absolutely love Wes Anderson. How do I want to do this? Let's just go down through it. Picked up this movie just kind of on a whim, and didn't really know anything about it. And that's the best way I can tell you to experience this movie, and that is House, a 1977 Japanese film. Absolutely batshit insane. And I'm telling you what, guys, do not read anything about it. Just find a way to watch it. If you're into like weird movies, just find a way to watch it. Do not read a thing about it, and just watch it. It's probably one of the most bizarre movies I've ever seen. Loved it, though. A really surprising movie that I've heard a lot about because of, it was one of the inspirations for Southland Tales, which is a kind of a terrible movie that I absolutely love. But that is Kiss Me Deadly. And this does not feel like it was made in the 50s at all. It feels like a modern film. It feels like it was made just yesterday, and except for some of the the anachronisms of the film. But really kind of a bizarre, crazy sort of... It's sort of a film noir, but not really. But pick that up. Awesome. If you're a fan of Guillermo del Toro and you have not seen this film, you need to see The Devil's Backbone. Absolutely brilliant. And it's a companion film to Pan's Labyrinth. So if you watch them back to back, they kind of rhyme. So it's actually really cool to watch. So I would definitely suggest picking up The Devil's Backbone. Picked up Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon, and Seven Samurai will probably always be my favorite Akira Kurosawa film, but this is pretty damn close. And when you start watching it, you kind of think you see where it's going, and then it like veers off, and you're like, whoa, and it leaves you with questions. It doesn't wrap the story up. It leaves you thinking, and those are the best types of films that make you think about them after they're done. Picked up Eyes Without a Face, and this, in 1960s, when this was released, this had to send audiences screaming out of the theater, because the special effects in this are just insane for the time. There is a scene where a face gets removed, and we've all seen things worse in today's films, but there's still a creepy aspect to it, especially with the main character and the mask that she wears. It's so fucking creepy. Check it out. And the final Criterion that I picked up was Kuroneko, which translates to Black Cat. And this is a wild Japanese ghost story. Really creepy in places. Really, really creepy in places. And the music is phenomenal in this. I absolutely love this film. I picked it up based on the cover art alone, and it did not let me down. So definitely check out Kuroneko if you can. Continuously moving on, kind of in the same vein as the Criterions, Shout Factory was having a big sale on their Mystery Science Theater 3000 stuff. Basically, they're going through their entire catalog for the month of November and putting up one item a day for 50% off, no shipping. And these things run about, $60. So when you can get them for $30, you jump on that. And I picked up the box set of volume 16 that comes with the little Tom Servo figure here. And this one contains The Corpse Vanishes, Warrior of the Lost World, Santa Claus, and Night of the Blood Beast. And this box set is actually out on the table out there for me to watch later on. I bought the standard edition of the 20th anniversary box set, and this one has First Spaceship on Venus, Laser Blast, Werewolf, and Future War. Plus, it has a wonderful 3-part documentary on the entire series. So this is a great one for people to pick up. We're running out of space over here. Picked up Volume 20, which has Project Moonbase, Master Ninja 2, and The Magic Voyage of Sinbad. And then finally, I picked up MST3K versus Gamera, or Volume 21, in this nice tin container here. And I watched 4 of these Gamera movies in one day, and that's too much Gamera for anyone to handle. So, and I think those go along well with the Criterion Blu-rays, because if you like one, you'll probably have an appreciation for the other. Because if you like really, really good films, you kind of also want to watch the shitty films just to see sort of a contrast. Went to Half Price Books with a friend of mine and picked up some paperbacks there. I've been looking for this for a while. Picked up Franny and Zooey by J.D. Salinger. I really like Salinger's work, and for some reason I keep forgetting to pick that one up. Picked up a few really cheap Frank Herbert sort of vintage books. The Heaven Maker. And pretty much I have a rule that if I find a Frank Herbert book that I do not have, I just buy it, if it's cheap enough. The Book of Frank Herbert, which is a collection of short stories, and The Whipping Star. Also picked up Sartorius by William Faulkner, and The Machineries of Joy, which I believe is also a collection of short stories by Ray Bradbury. I'm starting to lose my voice. And finally, I picked up Planet of Exile by Ursula Le Guin, which I also, if I see a book by her that I don't have, I pick it up. Then I also picked up this new book by J.J. Abrams that was, kind of recommended to me by a friend of mine, and it just seems like something really interesting. It comes in this really nice sort of box set. I haven't opened it yet, but it looks like an old library book. I like that. And then finally, as you can see, my voice is going. We'll get to the music here, and we'll go through it kind of quick. Picked up Reflector by Arcade Fire, and I'm actually kind of very disappointed in this album. It's just, it's not what I kind of wanted out of it. And I guess, after you win a Grammy, you can make, whatever album you want. But for me, maybe I just need to give it a few more listens, but not so much. Picked this up on vinyl, Grizzly Bear's Shields B-Sides, and these songs are absolutely amazing. I don't know why they didn't make it on the album, but I love Grizzly Bear, so I had to pick this up. And I think it's only on vinyl and iTunes downloads, so got the vinyl version. And then finally, last night I went with a friend of mine to see Mono up in Cleveland. And it was an awesome show, absolutely loved it. And I have been kind of remiss in picking up Mono albums. So while I was there, I picked up Hymn to the Immortal Wind, and the newest one, oh god, that's perilous right there, For My Parents, both by Mono, great Japanese band. And while I was there, they also had this beautiful tour poster that is limited to 150 copies, so I had to pick that up as well. So, anyway, that is the pickups video. I hope when I turn around there and look that this is not like a half hour long, because I don't know if the iPad will handle it. But, anyway, guys, that's it. Apologies for kind of taking the month off, but I plan on getting back into the swing of things here soon. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.